The following thoughts on Happy Hour do not represent Cox Media Group or its sponsoring. Anything you hear may and will be used against you. Thank you.
Hey, what's up? It's Java Joel from 96.5 KISS FM in Cleveland, and you're listening to Happy Hour.
Feeling classy today? Sit down, pour a glass of wine, and listen to Happy Hour.
You're tuned in to Happy Hour, an hour where Happy rants about something. Sit back and listen in. Happy Hour is on now. Happy Hour is on now.
What up? What is happening? This is Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe, and live here at the Happy Hour Megaplex. You may have seen him on America's Got Talent on NBC, and he is a very talented local singer from the Tampa Bay area. Johnny Shelton is live on Happy Hour. What's up, dude?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How is the drive in, man? How's everything been?
It's been pretty good, man. I've been busy, very busy.
What have you been busy with? What are some of the things you've been doing?
Just trying to play shows, making a living, and trying to give back to the local community.
How do you book shows? Do you approach places? Do you have an agent? How do you try to find gigs?
I normally have been I've been the person to be booking my own stuff like for a while. I've gone through some agents, but no, sometimes things just don't work out.
What's the key to finding the right gig?
Just knowing what to say at the right time.
Is it where you sort of just like schmooze your way through there, or is there like a certain dialogue that you say each time?
I normally just tell people with the confidence that, you know, if I don't blow your mind, you don't have to book me. And so, normally they always have the satisfaction they want. So,
What was a show that you did, man, where you just nailed it?
I think America's Got Talent kind of worked for that. Like, it was definitely like an eye opener.
How did that process go? Because there's a lot of people that try out for it. Did you wait in line? How does that go?
Yeah, I waited in line just like everybody did. You know, like they did the preliminaries over here in Tampa. Ty actually went with me, and we stood in line for like 2:00 in the afternoon to like 1 a.m. Like we finally left, and but I don't know. I felt good about it. Like I knew what I did. I knew it was going to work. But then they got a hold of me back in March and then flew me up to New Jersey. That's where the first round was shot.
What's that like when you get that call?
It's kind of like it's non-surreal. You know, like it didn't really feel real, but I don't know. It's kind of awesome, you know.
Who was the person that called you? Was it a rep from NBC? Who was it?
Oh yeah, it was a guy named Nigel. He was a producer for the show. We've been sending emails back and forth, and then we started making phone calls. But yeah. So
once you get the call that you're going to New Jersey, do they give you your own plane? How does that work? Or do they give you a plane ride? Yeah. We get and they pay for your flight and for your hotel and stuff, and. I was up there for like 3 days. We shot the show, and then I flew back, and then I flew back again to New York back in May for the second round. Now, when you tried out for the first round, once you flew there the first time, was this when you were in front of all the guys like Howard and them? When you were on America's Got Talent? Oh, when I flew? Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it was. What is that like when you're in front of such a controversial and outspoken person like him? Were you nervous, or were you in the zone, or you knew you'd kick ass? I think Howard Stern's like the most legit person to ever be on that show in the first place, because he's the only person who has the true right to judge. Yeah, to judge like a wide variety of talent. Yeah, and that's just in my book. But like Howie Mandel, he's cool, and then you got Heidi Klum and Mel B. And in my opinion, everybody's just people. Yeah, I played gigs so often that I see so many different faces. To me, they were just people in a crowd. You got to please everybody when you try to play anyways. So that night I just went out there and did my thing and hope it worked. And now, did you get to talk to them afterwards, or was it just you performed in front of them and that's it? Well, the first round, yeah, you kind of just performed in front of them. But, like it's like after that cut kind of happened, they kind of do open up to, like the further you go in the show, the more you're going to see their faces. It's kind of works that way. Now, when you got cut, how heartbroken were you, or were you motivated to just keep pushing forward? I wasn't really heartbroken. I don't know. I was really surprised that I even had the opportunity in the first place. It was a great opportunity. The guy that took my place and moved on, his name is Benton Blunt.
he's a great guy. No, he's got same thing with me. He's a great father, musician. He's got a great voice and a great future for in music. And so I didn't even mind losing to him.
Where did you get your first break? Who is like the person that helped you get your name out there?
I've kind of just been doing it on my own for a long time.
Was this a thing where you knew you wanted to do it since day one? Like, to me, I've wanted to do radio since 2004, so I'm so pumped to be allowed to record here at the Cox Media Building. So was this a thing where you've had passion your whole life for it?
Oh, yeah. Like these guys right here knew me whenever we were kids. I had guitars then. My dad played music growing up, so for me, I just saw it always as inspiration. I kind of just pushed myself into it. I've always loved music. And music's just felt like it's always just been there for me.
What type of music did you grow up listening to?
Honky tonk.
What's that?
Something. It's country, but like outlaw country with makes you want to move.
What was it about it that drew you in?
The rhythms and the bass lines and the sweet lead solos and the words and the metaphors and the words.
Who are some of your favorite artists of that genre?
My dad, and you got like CCR. I love some Creedence. I like Waylon Jennings. I'm a big Waylon guy. But no, I like all music. I play all music. I do country, rock, reggae, rap, whatever you want. I do it all.
How do you go from doing rock to rap and reggae? How does that work?
I could do it all and not even miss a beat. I don't know. My brain just kind of does it, and I kind of just let it flow.
Could you rap for us?
Yeah.
Let's hear this.
Is this supposed to be raw or unedited or anything?
It's unedited for you, not for me, but for you.
Sweet. It's called In My Zone. I'm in my zone. If you can get beside me, baby, you would know this. I'm so stoned, and I'm so gone. Is it the way that I roll? Maybe it's a swag. You already know I'ma make you post it back, 'cause I'm so stoned, and I'm so gone. I'm 26 years old, I run my own precinct. You people are the stone age, you will look extinct. Yes, boy, you know I'm on that dealing shit. It's like I'm selling cars, I run a dealership. I'm posted up in the club like an OG. I need to get my space drunk, hold beside me. She asked John, I said, could you buy me a drink? I reach into my pocket, I'm pulling out a bank. A couple bottles, I get crunk. My middle finger's in the air, 'cause I don't give a what. Police harassing me, so what's your proposition? Said a freedom of speech, expressing my opinions. My bull walked up, you look thrown. Well, I was smoking on some motherfucking homegrown. Now I'm sitting on top of a building, man, I'm feeling like I am in my zone. You can get beside me, baby, you would know this. I'm so stoned, and I'm so gone. Is it the way that I roll? Maybe it's a swag. You already know I'ma make you post it back, 'cause I'm so stoned, and I'm so gone. It's 2:30 in the morning, getting ready to go. I get my last drink, then I start rounding up girls. 'Cause a party ain't a party, you got drunk sluts doing jealous shots, saying you can look but you can't touch. Right as I'm about ready to go, redneck motherfucker said, that's my girl. Said, man, you can't take it, she's with me tonight. You know, right now I'm feeling like kryptonite. You ain't no Superman, so touch that shit tonight. 'Cause I'd hate to raise all over some bitch tonight. So the pussy back down and he said, alright. I got my click behind me, yeah, you know it's tight. So she just informed me she wanted to blow. It's what a coincidence, 'cause there's a dough. And now I'm on my way home, feeling so stoned. I'm thinking to myself that I'm in my zone. You can get beside me, baby, you would know this. I'm so stoned, and I'm so gone. Is it the way that I roll? Maybe it's a swag. You already know I'ma make you post it back, 'cause I'm so stoned, and I'm so gone. I woke up next morning, life as good as can be. It's not a bad status being a PIMP. So a kiss of 7 girls and I light up a blunt. Getting ready for tonight, I'm looking forward to another one. I jump into the shower, I clean myself up, I get my face lined up. Hit this trim line, you can't touch. Wall back into the room, I throw on my jam. My boy walked in, well then he said, God damn, how the hell did you get all these fine girls home? I said, before I left the club, I went and picked up a dubba-dada Blueberry Kush. I was so messed up, got the girl, but the window, she was totally gone. Had my stunner shades on with bottles all around. Well, I was the heat. It took the live to town. They said, man, you straight, but you totally wrong. I said, hell no, man, I'm in my zone. If you can get beside me, baby, you would know this. I'm so stoned, and I'm so gone. Is it the way that I roll? Maybe it's a swag you already know. I'ma make you push it back, cause I'm so stoned, and I'm so gone. Fuck yeah.
Dude, how did you do that, man? How long did it take to write that song?
About 20 minutes.
Did you smoke some good weed beforehand?
I partied really hard the night before.
Was that where you got some of the lyric from when you went to that crazy party beforehand? Was that how you got the inspiration?
Oh, yeah, and definitely. You know, there's a bar called Cotton Eye Joe's up in Knoxville, Tennessee, and it kind of, there's a lot of crazy stuff that happens in there.
What's the craziest thing that's ever happened?
It all depends on who you're asking. I've been pulled over a couple times leaving there, but somehow managed to still get home safely.
How do you do that, dude? What's the key?
I don't know. Learn how to play guitar. One time I got pulled over leaving Cotton Eye Joe's. Here's a funny story, and it was me and my buddy, and we were pulling through like the town closest to the one I lived in, which is called Loudon.
Yeah.
And there was a girl who I used to date that lived there, and we got pulled over going through there, and a buddy went to jail, and I got let go because I could play guitar, and he asked me to play him Simple Man. Are you serious? So I played him Simple Man. He took me to this ex-girlfriend's house right up the road. And my phone was dead, and I had to stay there for like 2 days before I could figure out a way to get home. That was probably the craziest story that happened over there.
Was this in the middle of like nowhere?
Basically, yeah.
How nervous were you? Like, did you think you would ever find your friend again? I would be pretty nervous if that happened to me.
Well, I knew he went to jail. He was all right. I was trying to figure out how I was going to get home, and then I had to go knock on this girl's door at 3 o'clock in the morning and ask her if I could stay there for the night. But
how does that work when you go to her house? You ring the doorbell. What happened?
I say, hey, I got the police behind me. Hey, I'm here. And she's like, oh, come in. I'm like, sweet. Y'all have a good night.
Did you write a song about that moment?
No.
You probably should. It's quite the tale. And now, you're very talented. You're a very good-looking guy. I'm not gay, but you have a very good swag about you. How do you do with the ladies?
Oh, I'm in a pretty committed relationship right now.
How'd you meet her?
We worked together like 5 years ago, and then we dated, and then we broke up, and then we dated, we broke up, and now we're dating again.
With everything that happened when you guys broke up, and dated, I'm sure you played around. So how has it worked with the women in general during your free time when you're single? Do they treat you well?
Yeah, I have a pretty good respect for women, so
I can see that.
It's a matter of I feel like every woman wants to be called beautiful, you know. So it's all about the compliments.
What's your go-to pickup line to get the ladies?
Can I buy you a drink?
So now you said that you do other genres besides rap. So could you do us one for reggae?
Yeah.
O feeling for will he be the wise man? So the man who don't think he's a fool, he control his destiny, but he's to go for himself and for himself and for himself. All I need is just something and to keep me moving on in a world who's ball and chain. But everybody seems to go for me. So the man who feel he's a fool, will he be the wise man? So the man who think he's a fool, he control his destiny, yet he's to go for himself. For himself, for himself. Oh. These weapons of destruction, they're swallowing people suffering. The news and confusion. You ain't winning if you're losing. You know me, said a man who feel he's a fool. Will he be the wise man? Said a man who don't think he's a fool. He control his destiny, yet he's to go for himself. For himself, for himself. Oh.
Now, what is that song about?
It's called Wise Man, and to me, I don't know, like the words just mean a lot to me because, hey, because there's a man who feels he's a fool, but he's a wise man, because a man who don't think he's a fool, he controls his destiny, but he's still too good for himself, and so like the words really speak out a lot to me, even with like the bridge, where it's talking about, like the noise and confusion that you're not winning if you're losing.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm really big on metaphors, so when I play songs, it kind of means something to me. But yeah.
How do you come up with these great lyrics? Do you relax, meditate, maybe drink or smoke a little? How do you find the way to write these great lyrics? Because that is very deep, dude. I love your metaphors. It's very original. I dig it.
Well, that right there was actually a slightly stupid song. But like with my stuff, like I do smoke a lot. I find it's probably like the best way to ease my mind. But I play a lot too, and I let life be its own inspiration to me. I kind of I find metaphors for things. If I find it humorous, I try to write a metaphor to make it funny. But if I'm down in the slumps, then I'll write something that's metaphorical to describe that I'm depressed or something. Right.
Now, when you write a song, are you in your room by yourself? Are you at a coffee shop getting a venti drink? Where do you go to write the lyrics?
It's funny because now that you asked me that, I think I've written most of my songs in really, really tight spaces.
Really?
Yeah, like really small spaces. But I don't know, I smoke and I just sit down and like my thoughts pour out on paper. But I can't just force myself to sit down and write a song. Like normally it's like something hits me and I'll write the song, complete it in 20 minutes. If I don't complete it in 20 minutes, that song that I write, whatever goes down on that paper probably will never be used again. It's probably just going to be just words on paper, but yeah.
Now, has there ever been a song that you made that you thought was kick-ass and then you played it for some people that are pretty legit and they just are like, dude, this isn't that good?
No, normally I kind of know that if I'm going to play a song to somebody, I kind of know firsthand before.
Yeah.
It's a comfortability factor. If I have a bad gut feeling about a song, I'm not going to play it. But, yeah.
Who are some of the biggest names that you have played for?
I don't know. Nobody, really. I don't know if you want to. I guess the America's Got Talent thing is probably the biggest thing I've done. But I'm working on getting up there and doing bigger things.
Is there one show that you did that you just will never forget when the whole crowd was so into you and you just felt the vibe and you will never forget it?
Yeah, I was living in Gulf Shores, Alabama, and they had the Hangout Music Festival every year, and the festival was coming to an end, and I was playing at a bar with my buddy Cameron Crouch, and he was playing guitar for me, and after the music festival, everybody kind of flooded out, and they went to the first bar that was open, and it kind of turned into us being the final music thing for this festival, and there was like 250 people out on the back patio with us. The fact that they were there for a music thing in the first place made them just automatically drawn to us, and so yeah, everybody loved it, and I just had a ball, man. Like we had the police trying to shut us down, and like 50 people yelling like the popo and all that stuff. It was crazy, but it was definitely an awesome experience. That was probably like the first time that I really felt the love from the people. Now,
that was your best show that you've ever done. Is there one that you want to forget about that was not the best, that was kind of bad?
I have a lot of those. Right.
How does Johnny Shelton work around that?
You just move on, man.
Yeah.
Like I've been doing this so long, like my dad kind of trained me for it because I heard all his stories before I ever even got to the point where I was doing this, and like I know that there's going to be grown men out there who act like children.
Yeah.
And my message for them is don't step past my monitor. I don't know. I don't know. I deal with things accordingly. Like, I don't like people in my space. I like the drunk people who try to jump on the microphone while I'm singing songs. I don't know. It drives me crazy.
What's some of the best advice that your dad has given you throughout the years?
You can't please everybody.
Good one.
I think that him being so hard on me with music made me better, because it's him saying you're not playing it right, or the chord's wrong, or something like that. Made me learn it the correct way. When I first started playing guitar, I was so stuck on just playing power chords, and I wasn't actually learning chord charts and stuff. And he got me learning chord charts, and that kind of opened up everything for me.
Now, is there one song that you are so proud of that you want to
I wake up, I turn a tube on, flip the CNN, just to see the freaking news on. The whole world's in a crisis, was a covenant. People running scared because we can't trust the government. Martin Luther King had a dream. A week later, he was dead on a magazine. And just because he had a fight for equality, and not because his dreams forever into poverty. I don't see no colors, everyone is the same because we all got struggles. And in my eyes, we are all just brothers, trying to survive so we can live to see another day. We can pray for our troops, thanks to the military serve and salute. We could all make a change is what we need to do. To see you spoke, in my opinion, change is up to you. I take a trip down memory lane, date back to the point when I was 16. I'm on the corridor slinging rock, skipping on the stones, but they wouldn't even up. I saw the stones that I skipped, all the points in life that I've missed out on. But one thing you can't take away is something that I always be there even on a rainy day. That's a love. I said, oh, yeah, that's a love. Cause death can't kill what never dies. Love is always hidden in your eyes. People got money to satisfy, but I got one thing that money couldn't buy. That's a love. I said, oh, yeah, that's a love. Well, 8 pounds, 6 ounces, such a small thing. Doesn't even know he's got the whole world to see. Don't even know you got a lot of air to breathe. You even got a lot more people to greet. But put aside publicity and fame, you got one thing that'll put it all to shame. That's love. I want you to scream it out loud, son. Scream it out loud to the whole crowd. Yeah, it's a love. Oh, yeah, that's a love. So take the sun from my eyes, take back all the tears that I've cried. Leave me poor as a bum, but I would still be satisfied with the love. Oh, yeah, with the love. Yeah, that's the love. And don't forget it.
Now, what is that song about? What made you write that?
I wrote the first part of that song. Like, I was living with my mom right then, and the rap part, and then I was watching the news, and just we had just we're still at war with Afghanistan and all this stuff, and thinking about how much hatred. And it's still the same way now. We're still at war. We're still dealing with hatred problems, and everybody's trying to put their 2 cents in a bucket that doesn't mean shit. And I felt like people needed to hear something real. Everybody's writing about poppy stuff that don't mean anything, and I wanted to write something that meant something. And I wrote that because I wanted my son to know that, here's what's going on in the world, and here's something that you got to understand is that love is going to be the one thing that you got to have in your life to succeed, because love can be for anything. You can have love for a passion for an art form, or you have love for a person. Love can just be holding a door for somebody or giving somebody a smile. Yeah. Brighten their day. And I lost my son to cancer, but I still know what love is, and I just believe that people should learn that too.
Now, I lost my dad too 11 months ago. So every day that I do the radio show or I come to work or I go to my pizza shop, I do it for myself, and I do it to make it in life, but I also do it in his honor. Would you say you do the same thing for your son?
Most definitely. At one point I was doing it to try to give him a better life. Now I'm doing it to try to make him proud,
Now, after my dad died, I moved to Cleveland to work for a radio show, but it was weird. I didn't feel like doing anything, but I was kind of forced to work in radio, obviously, because I got a job. Now, with you, did you keep doing music, or did you take kind of a sabbatical after the passing of your son?
I was booked that Friday.
Oh, man.
And I played that Friday. It's either sit in a hole and dwell, or get out and keep going, man. I promised myself I wouldn't just shut down and die. I gotta keep going too. So I did. I don't know, something you'll never get through it. I'll never get over it. That was my first son, my first child. It's something I'll never get over. But it taught me a valuable lesson in what my priorities need to be.
How long did it take you to write that song about your son? Was it one that it took you a while to write, or was it kind of just came in the moment?
I was in the middle of West Virginia when I started writing the whole beginning of it. The second verse where it says "Death can't kill what never dies," that was actually written on Patsy Cline's headstone. I'd taken a random trip up there, and I asked if I wanted to go see it, so I did, and that's what stuck to me. And so that song that quote kind of inspired me to write the song that I did for my son. My son was going to be born soon, and so, But then I wrote the ending of it, the whole 8 pounds thing, like that. I wrote that after he was born.
Now, before I let you go, is there a song that you would want to play for us? Like one final song for all the audience?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
This is a cover song, but nobody's ever heard of it because I know the person who wrote it. His name was Eric Peterson, and this song is called "For an Old Kentucky Anarchist."
High on old forgotten mountaintop, lake garden, rinsing it and dry. 'Twas the yard and hadn't felt children's feet running for the mother long ago. It taught her children how to fly. Within a sacred cabin, untouched by industrial hands, lay an aged mother in her home. You can't skate the picture frames, there's too many, she said, and it keeps me from being alone, yeah. Well, she spoke, he was an honest man, he worked hard to put food on our plates. Well, we had more babies than we had arms. We struggled our lives, but the rewards were great. And when my son came home from the war, he rested his head on my breast and said, "Mom, I'm tired of being used and dragged down. I feel so alone. Could you make me feel like I'm the best?" My best friend truly wed a savage man. He wore her like a bad tattoo, 'cause his only love is for the bottle. So there's only one thing left for me to do, to be wild once again and take back my life he rode away. I set flames to his truck. Oh, he wouldn't know he's been missing like I did every day. And that's joy, freedom, dance, and love. Yeah, that's that love. These are his words that this mother spoke to me as I brought her garden back to grow. And I was water with the war mill tales never to be heard. Some call it poverty, and they'll never know. She said, all I've got is this old guitar. My crystal door all come and gone away. And I keep her hair full of recipes and tossing to the taste. A little locking to wake up and greet the day. got it bad from raising my children and hugging my husband so tight. Hell, I've never cared much for any government, and I got my Jesus when I feel the time is right. And I'm singing I'm the richest I'll ever be. I'll embrace this world with arms all around me. So sing a dying song and slap your kneecaps to taste the true anarchy. Yeah.
Like his story was that, like over one summer, he was just traveling as a musician, and he was looking for room and board, and there was an elderly lady who basically gave him a deal that if he tended to her garden, then she would give him somewhere to stay. That's what he did, and she told him all these stories, and that's how he wrote that song. And it's kind of like one of my favorite songs to play because it's a really great story.
Where can people find your work online? And if they want to book you for a show, what's the best way to get into contact with you?
You can find me online at JohnnySheltonMusic.com and ReverbNation.com/JohnnyShelton, YouTube.com/iPushEntertainment. I'm also on Facebook.com/ the Swagtastic Johnny C, something like that. Swagtastic Johnny C, something like that, and on Twitter at Mr. Johnny Shelton. You can follow me.
I will be sure to put this online, on Facebook, Twitter. Yeah. But what I want to say is there's a lot of crap that's out, a lot of awful pop music that has no meaning. Kyle is going to help me book some guests, and he gave me a few, and I was like, eh. But when I was watching your videos when he asked about having you on, I was immediately drawn in by, I could just tell you were humble. I was watching it on my laptop, but I loved how humble and how likable your music is. So keep doing what you're doing, dude, because you are going to save music.
I appreciate it, man. That's the goal.
Well, man, thank you for coming on Happy Hour, Johnny Shelton, and keep kicking ass.
Thanks for having me, Ron.
No problem, dude. This has been Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe, saying peace out.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
This is an official broadcast of Hoppe Radio. For more info, check out HoppeRadio.com and HoppesWorld.com.